Hi girlies, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a gigantic Sephora haul because, as you know, the Sephora savings event is currently happening and you can save up to 30% off on the Sephora website, which is always super exciting. Honestly, I do the majority of my makeup shopping during these sales, so I always end up with a gigantic haul. I have not shopped on Sephora at all this year, surprisingly, so I've been waiting to try out a bunch of new products, and I actually put most of them on my face today. So as I'm talking about these items, you'll see a little video pop up and you can actually see them in action, which I always find very helpful. So let me know if you guys like that. Everything will be linked using the YouTube shopping feature here on the screen. It'll also be linked in the description box. So definitely check it out if you are interested in anything, and let's get started. And I do have everything categorized. So let's just go ahead and start with a primer, which I use today. It's actually a miniature size. This is by Wise Beauty, YSE Beauty. And this is the Skin Glow SPF 30 primer. I love anything with SPF in it, of course, as we're moving into spring and summer. And I have never tried anything from this brand, so I was very intrigued by this. And so far, based on my first impression, I do really like this. It has a really healthy glow to it. It feels good on the skin, which is the most important thing, because I feel like a lot of SPF products can kind of feel very weird on your face, or too thick, or they can do strange things underneath your foundation, but this one performed really well. So I will definitely be using this more when I'm on vacation and out in the sun a lot. As for foundations, I got so many foundations, you guys, because there is a huge foundation reformulation trend going on right now because of some new regulation changes. And I just needed a couple new foundations. I'm kind of running low on a lot of my favorites, and I thought it was a good time to try something new. So this one is from Rare Beauty. I've heard a lot of amazing things about this so far. It is the True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation. This is the foundation that I'm wearing today, and I would say I do really like this so far. I wish I got one shade lighter, but then again, I am probably going to get a little bit more tan through summertime, and then I have my self tanner. So I do think that this could still work. I got the shade 13 Light Neutral. I feel like it's a little bit warm. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do I look a little warm in this video? I'm feeling a bit orange, but in person it looks fine. It is a very matte foundation, so if you're used to that skin-like finish or that glowy finish, I'm not sure if this is going to be for you, but I love a good matte foundation, and then I go in and add the glow later, and this is perfect for that. And one thing that I thought was really cool is that it has this locking mechanism on the back. That's going to be so convenient for traveling. You can actually lock it and nothing is going to spill all over the place. A couple other foundations that I got. I did get the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is a reformulation. This is such a famous foundation. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, and I have not owned this in quite some time. So it's honestly a good time to pick it up. As it's reformulated, I can just go ahead and give it a try. And this is definitely a foundation that I would gravitate towards more in the summertime with that luminous kind of look. I did go ahead and get the NARS Natural Matte Longwear Foundation. NARS makes some of my favorite foundations ever. One of my favorites of all time is actually the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, which looks insane. Clearly, I use these a lot, and both of these shades were completely gone. So I kind of wanted to repurchase this, but I don't even think they're going to be selling this anymore. And from what I've heard, this foundation is supposed to replace these. So with these being some of my favorite, I definitely had to try this one out. And I love it because I knew exactly what shade to get because I already have this one. Although I will say they do look a little different, so I'm going to have to see about that. But both of these are in light 3.5 Salzburg. I did get two concealers. I actually ordered three, but unfortunately they left the Charlotte Tilbury concealer out of my order for some reason. But I will say I was able to quickly call the Sephora Rouge hotline, which I did not even know they had. It's basically a customer service line just for Rouge members. And it was so easy. The guy was like, oh, no problem. Let me order you a replacement. Bam, it'll be there in a week or two. Fabulous. So that should be on the way. I think it got mixed up because I randomly got this Merit Beauty lipstick, which I did not order at all. So I'm assuming they accidentally put this in instead of my Charlotte Tilbury concealer, which is no big deal. I'll have it soon, but I did really want to try it today, so I was kind of disappointed about that. But anyways, I did get a Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is like my all-time favorite. As you guys know, it's now sold at Sephora, which meant I had to pick one up. Honestly, I really needed one of these, like very badly, but I was really holding on for the Sephora sale because I knew I would be doing a big order. So I got that, and then I also got the Patrick Ta Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer, and that is the concealer I have on today. And honestly, you guys, this is one that I'm very unsure about. I got the shade Light Golden, which is number 3, and I will say I do really like the applicator of this and how it initially feels on your skin. It's kind of lightweight in the formula, like it applies so smooth. Even blending it out, it feels really smooth, but I will say it did look kind of dry, especially under my eyes. But again, that could be the combination of the concealer with the foundation or the primer. You never know. So I'm gonna continue putting this to the test to see what I think and wear it with some of my favorite foundations that I've already been loving to see how it performs. I also got a few brushes, which I don't typically order a whole lot of brushes from Sephora. I am a big BK Beauty brushes fan, as I'm sure you guys already know, but I had heard so much specifically about this one from Patrick Ta. It is the dual-ended concealer brush. Dual-ended brushes are all the rage right now, and I will say I do love a dual-ended brush, but I am a little perplexed on how to store them. Let me know how you guys store your dual-ended brushes, because I feel like if I just store them standing up, one side of the brush kind of gets damaged, which I don't love. So do you put them in a drawer? I don't know. What are we doing? Anyways, this is the concealer brush that everyone is talking about right now. Obviously mine is dirty because I did use it today, which you are seeing right here, but it has one end that is kind of like a traditional concealer brush style. Like it's very dense and you can really work your concealer into your under eyes. And then on the other side, you have a fluffier brush, and people are really loving this to blend out the edges of their concealer. I loved the concept of this, but again, I feel like I had some patchiness when I was applying this concealer, and I am very picky, so that could be it. I want to try this with a different concealer and see if I like the brush a lot better, because I'm sure I will. Blending out the edges of my concealer is something that I do anyways, so this is like the perfect brush to kind of just like do all of that in one. And then I also got another Patrick Ta dual-ended brush. This one is the foundation brush, and I also used this today. It's another one that is very unique because this side is very flat and thin. So it's literally like a paintbrush. You kind of like paint it on, which is a very popular makeup artist technique that I'm seeing a lot recently, where you paint on your foundation. I tried to kind of do that today, and then I just kind of like left it there and then went in and really like buffed it out with this fluffier side. And I felt like it did give me a really nice finish. Like once I went in with the fluffy side, I was like, dang, you look good. So I think I'm gonna really love this brush, especially as I use it with some of my other foundations that I'm a bit more familiar with. And then the last brush that I got is from Mary Phillips, who is huge right now. I feel like I have been seeing everyone talk about Mary Phillips. Her brand is MPH, but it obviously stands for Mary Phillips. And this foundation brush I am very interested in trying. It is like a fluffy brush that kind of looks like a blush brush, which you honestly could use it as a blush brush, but she says it's a foundation brush, so I'm definitely gonna try it for that. Mary Phillips has like a lighter coverage foundation, so I'm assuming that is kind of what she intends this brush to be used with, but it's just supposed to give you like that very fanned out, natural looking foundation finish. At least that's my assumption, but I don't know. We'll see whenever I try it. Another tool that I picked up is this makeup sponge from Rare Beauty. So this is kind of like a beauty blender, but it has a much different shape to it. So you can see it has a couple of flat edges, a really pointy tip, and then it also has this round side, which I really like. So I didn't use this to actually apply my foundation today, but I did spray it with setting spray and kind of like bounce everything into my skin once all of my complexion products were applied. That is typically how I prefer to use a makeup sponge, or I use them for my concealer if I'm in a rush, but I almost always apply foundation with a brush. So I'm not really gonna be using this for applying foundation, but I love this shape for just like really getting in there and pushing the product into your skin. That is just going to give you such a flawless finish. And I also think that it makes your makeup last a lot longer because you're like pushing it into the skin. So far, I really like this sponge. It is so squishy. I'm obsessed. It's almost better than the beauty blenders. This is so interesting, you guys. I had never heard of this, but it is from Makeup Forever and it is called their Aqua Seal. I think I saw this on TikTok or something, but you basically add a drop of this. It's like a liquid product, and you add just one little tiny drop to whatever product you want to use, and it is going to automatically make it waterproof. That's crazy to me. I still need to like look up videos on how people are using this. I just noticed this pimple that just decided to pop up in the last hour. more. Okay. Today I put some of my liquid lipstick on the back of my hand, added a drop, mixed it in, and then applied my liquid lipstick. I can't really say how it's worked so far because I haven't had my liquid lipstick on that long, but I have high hopes for this. People rave about it. Just search Makeup Forever Aqua Seal on TikTok. I'm sure you are bound to find hundreds of videos about this. A lot of people add it to foundations, and I've heard a lot of people talking about using it with lip liners, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if they just like put the drop on the lip liner and then apply. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. As far as eyeshadow, I have two purchases, and this one I'm really excited about. It is from Danessa Myricks. It comes with this little pouch, which is adorable, but I will say you receive the palette inside of this box, and then this box is wrapped up in bubble wrap. The palette is wrapped up in bubble wrap. There was so much bubble wrap. There is no way you are going to be getting a broken eyeshadow palette because there's nothing worse than receiving something broken. But this palette is super cool. I'd actually never really heard of these, but it is part of her Freedom Palette Everyday Magic collection. They're really ultra thin, so definitely a great on-the-go product. And then this part completely comes off and you have a mirror, which I love because I actually do use those little tiny mirrors, especially when I'm traveling. But here are the colors in this particular palette. It's a lot more neutral, I believe, than a lot of her other color combinations. And this one definitely leans pretty dark and smoky. Although you could definitely just use the brown shades, and I think that would be like a really great everyday or like date night look. Today I used every single shade in this palette, so I did use a little bit of the black and blurred that out. I went in and blended with the brown. The shimmers are gorgeous, you guys. Like, I was so impressed with this. I'm obsessed. I'm definitely gonna have to look into some other colors that she has because I really like that so far. And the packaging and just everything about it was really nice. Although I do already own a lot of Natasha Denona big eyeshadow palettes, I love to just throw something like this in my bag for any shorter trips that I'm taking. So I wanted to go ahead and grab this because I know they are some of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. And I actually believe a few of these shades are new shades. And this is like the perfect neutral palette. I mean, this is something that I would use every single day. I'd start with this as a transition, this in the crease, this on the lid, and this as like a lid to crease transition. Just the perfect palette. I love them. And it's actually like a really nice, thick compact, which is also good for travel. Also for the eyes, I did get these little velour stick-on lashes, which I am wearing today. I love the velour stick-on lashes. I mentioned the half lashes in my recommendations video, and these are actually more of a cluster. So you have multiple different sections that come in different lengths. So I do have 3 of them on each eye today. I did the longest one, the medium, and the shortest one on the inner corner, of course. And I do like them, but with my eye makeup being a little bit more dramatic today, I feel like you can't really see them to their full potential. So I am going to be interested in trying these with a lighter makeup look to see if they look a little bit more fun and flirty. I also got the LYS Beauty pre-glued lash clusters. These are some of my favorite. I actually have these called Louder Than Life right here. You can see I have absolutely loved these. They're just like all over the place, but you can use them over and over and over again, which I have obviously done. These are just some of the best stick-on lashes I have tried, so I wanted to get a couple of their new ones. These are in Drama Queen, and they say they are more of a dramatic lash, and they definitely look thicker, so I kind of wished I had went in with these today instead, but oh well. I did get one mascara. This one is the Urban Decay Tube Job Mascara. It is obviously a tubing mascara, which means it's going to be a little bit easier to get off at the end of the night. At least that's the idea. I did use this today, but it was just a really quick thin coat underneath these false lashes. So I feel like you can't really tell, but it did seem like an okay mascara. I don't really have anything super notable to say about it at this point, but I wanted to try it. And then I did get this from Urban Decay, which is the 24/7 Liquid Stick Retractable Eyeliner. I used this today. I kind of like blurred it out, which I think is the concept because it does come with the retractable liner on one side, and then it comes with a little brush on the other side. And I've heard people saying that this is supposed to kind of be like a liquid liner in a pencil form. I definitely got that vibe. I felt like this was easy to use. I just put it right over top of my lash line, and then I kind of blended it out. out. So I'm excited about this product. I am someone who hates doing liquid liner. That is just not my forte. I could do eyeshadow, complexion all day long, but liquid liner I really struggle with. So this is going to definitely come in handy for me. And then I did pick up a restock of my favorite mascara for my bottom lashes now that I can get it at Sephora. This is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Mascara. I'm obsessed. I've used it for years and mine was truly on its last leg. So I'm very excited to have this. I did pick up one bronzer. This is from the brand Say, and it is their Super Suede Radiant Baked Bronzer. So I really love their Super Suede blushes. That's another one that I mentioned in my recommendations video. And when I saw that they came out with bronzers in a very similar formula, I had to check it out. And this is a bronzer that I did apply today. I did like a cream contour underneath my powder, and then I applied this over top. I do really like the formula. I will say this is also leaning a little bit warm, but again, I'm not really sure if it's the bronzer alone or if it's because my foundation is a little bit warmer today. But so far, I do really love the formula alone. It's beautiful. I applied it all the way down my chest. I think it worked really well. And this one is in the shade Portofino. And it does say tan to dark, so maybe I just need a lighter one. And speaking of the Say Super Suede line, I also got another shade of the blush. This one is in the shade Mia, and it is a little bit more pink than the one that I currently own. And I'm just so excited about this. I used this as a little topper on my cheeks today, and it's just stunning. I mean, this formula is so unique. It's not super luminous, but it's not matte either. It really is like that perfect, radiant, healthy glow look. I can't say enough good things about them. Especially for summer, you really need to grab one. Quick interruption while I take a lunch break and talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video, which is Factor. Many of you have probably heard my spiel on Factor at this point. I love them. I've used them for about 2 years at this point, and they just make life so much easier. If you go into the office, if you work from home, if you are just busy, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you can't seem to actually make yourself lunch because you're always worried about the kids, this is the perfect service for you. Factor is going to deliver fresh, never frozen meals straight to your doorstep, so you can actually eliminate one of the tasks from your plate. They're so easy to make. Most of them are done in less than 2 minutes. This one actually you could eat right out of the fridge. It is a pomegranate maple chicken grain bowl, but it smells delicious and it's way more nutritious than anything I would have previously fixed for myself or ordered out. This one has walnuts in it and goat cheese, which are like 2 of my favorite things ever, incorporated in a dish, so I am loving it. But no matter what types of meals you like, you can definitely find something on the Factor website. They are rotating between hundreds of meals every single week. I love the variety. I love that you can skip if you're gonna be out of town. And I love that I actually get in my vegetables. It's like a nice balanced meal. Needless to say, I'm obsessed and I think you guys will be too. And if you've never tried Factor, I actually have a new code and offer for you. So you can go to factor75.com or click the link below and enter code KaylaLoveFDG, and that is going to get you 50% off your first box plus free daily greens. Once again, that's code KaylaLoveFDG, and that's going to get you 50% off your first box plus free daily greens. And I do want to note that offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. But definitely let me know if you end up trying Factor or if you've already tried it based on my recommendation. I would love to know your thoughts, and I'm gonna finish up my lunch and we can get back to the video. Now, the blush that I had on underneath that is this one from MAC Cosmetics, which, as we know, you can get on Sephora now. I have heard really great things about this cushiony blush formula. This formula really reminds me of the Maybelline bouncy blushes, except definitely a lot better. It really is a true cream to powder. It applies so beautifully on the cheeks, and I really like this color. It's called Grand, but it's just like a really natural peach. I feel like today it is so hard to actually make a blush formula that stands out, but this one definitely does. I'm sure it's not like a new product, but obviously it's new to Sephora. And then I did get a couple of new shades in some of my favorite blushes. The Rhode Pocket Blush, another one that I mentioned in my recommendations. It is so good, you guys. I love applying these right after I do my foundation and concealer, and then I will put powder over top of it. They are just incredible. So I got 2 new shades actually. This one is in Tan Line, which you can see in the video I applied today. It's stunning. I'm obsessed with this color. It's just like the perfect everyday color, especially if you have like my complexion, dark dark hair, olive undertones, even if you have more of a light to medium skin tone, this is going to be so beautiful for you. And then I got this shade, which is called Spicy Marg. I really wanted to get a true like bright blush color because the other one I have is more of like a bronzer shade. And then this one is kind of like an everyday shade. So this one, perfect bright blush shade. I'm obsessed. It's like a really bright coral. You cannot go wrong with these. I'm telling you, if you don't have them, I think you need one. And then for the highlighter I'm wearing today, this one is from Hourglass. It is the Unreal Liquid Highlighter. I had really been wanting to try these for quite some time and I waited until the sale and I'm so glad I picked it up because it is just stunning. This is definitely a blinding highlighter. So if that's not your thing, you're probably gonna wanna stay away from these because they are very intense. But I am pretty much obsessed. This one is in the shade Infinite, which I think is just like the classic champagne. I don't know though, I just like blurred it out on my hand and it actually looks very natural. So I'm wondering if you could apply this in a different way and get a completely different look. Obviously today I have it very intensely drawn on, but if you really went in almost like with a beauty sponge and kind of like dabbed it out for more of like a no makeup look, I think that could be really pretty. So I'm gonna have to try that out, but so far this is such a stunning formula. Okay, now for lips. I do have 2 lip liners. One of them I have on my lips today. It is from MAC Cosmetics. They make some really amazing lip liners, you guys. They're just like a classic wooden pencil, really sharp tip, which is my personal favorite. I feel like they are the most long lasting. A retractable creamy lip liner just does not last on me, but you know what does? Is a classic wooden one that I can get super sharp and really define the edges of my lips. So I'm obsessed with this already. It is like the perfect true cool nude. I don't know what it is, but MAC just has the shades and tones of their lip products down pat. No one can compare to their shades, especially when it comes to nude. So if you have been looking for like a cool tone nude lip liner, you've got to get this one in Cool Spice. Like I said, that's what I'm wearing today. I didn't get any like liquid lip products from Sephora. I just have on my Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Quick Crush with it. And then I did get one lip liner from Urban Decay. This is the 24/7 Glide On Long Lasting Lip Pencil. This one is slightly more warm, but not by much. This one is in the shade Naked 2. And then I did get 2 new shades in the Lawless lip gloss. I love this formula and I actually don't really have any of their permanent collection colors. I have a couple of miniatures and then I have the Love Shack Fancy one. So I just wanted to grab some of these because they are some of the best glosses on the market. So this one is in the shade Blushed Sand and I think this is one of their new ones. And it is just a true cool tone light pink color. And I love to add something like this to a nude lip. I just feel like it gives a little bit of color to your face. And then the other one that I got is in the shade Nudie, which I can tell I'm going to be wearing every single day. I actually am wearing that today. And as the name suggests, it is just the perfect nude. So this is Blushed Sand and then this is Nudie. And then we just have a ton of lip balms. And I honestly do not think that you guys want to sit and listen for all of these. So I will just share my favorites or the most interesting. I feel like I have heard everyone and their mother talking about the Edam, I think is how you say it, lip balms. I love a lip balm, who doesn't? And this one is in one of their new shades called Chateau Rose. It is the light sparkly pink and I did apply this as I was doing my complexion products today and I love it, you guys. Like this is definitely worth the hype. It is so thick on your lips. It feels incredible. It honestly just makes your lips look plumper, even though it's not a plumping formula, but because it is just like such a thick bouncy formula. I don't know, something about it looks amazing. I love the shade. It's not overpowering as far as the sparkle or shimmer goes. Even if you don't really like sparkly lips, I still think that you would love this. This is the kind of lip balm that immediately makes me want to go back and get like 4 other shades. A couple other ones that I've heard nothing but amazing things about. This one is from Made and it is in like such a large box, which I thought was kind of weird, but it is kind of a chunkier tube. So maybe you're getting more product. I don't know. Let's see. Not really. They're both 0.5 ounces, but the Edam, which is the silver, and the Made, which is the red, both have very similar applicators. And this shade Val is just like a classic nude. Then we have a couple of plumping products. This one is from Rhode. It is the Peptide Lip Boost. This one is in Sugar Mint, so I'm thinking it's gonna be kind of minty. obviously. But yeah, I guess this is just supposed to be a plumping product. I don't think it has any color to it. Actually, it does. It's like a pinky color. Comes out kind of clear though. But I think more than the actual finish, this is supposed to be really good for the multi-peptide formula that is supposed to visibly plump your lips. I haven't tried this one yet, so I don't know. But I did try the Dr. Dennis Gross 3D Visible Plump and Repair Lip Treatment. I got this one in the larger clear shade, and that is what I applied today as I was doing my eyeshadow, I think, or something. And I will say I didn't really notice any visible results like immediately, but I think this is kind of a product that you have to use over time. It says it is your go-to daily lip addiction for supple, smooth, and more volumized lips. It does say that it is supposed to immediately plump them while restoring moisture. It's not tingly or anything, so if you don't like a lip plumper that's tingly, you might really enjoy this one. Although I do need to give it more time because I don't really think that I noticed any visible plumpness. And I was a little overzealous because I also got a little miniature of the new colored versions of the exact same thing. So this one is in the beige color, and honestly, I'm not even gonna swatch it because I don't want to waste it. But yeah, they also have colored versions. Okay, next let's talk fragrance, which is one of my favorite categories ever. And I did get quite a few fragrances, but I only got the miniature version because I wanted to just test it out. Like I said, I don't have any like big department stores or Sephora where I live. I live in a very small town, so I kind of have to buy them online if I want to smell them. So let's start with the miniature perfumes that I got. I think I have like 5 here, and I'm not gonna keep all of these probably. I just wanted to see what my favorites are. First up, we have the Armani Power of You fragrance, which I have heard everyone talking about. So I was so excited about this one. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a fruity floral. I'm going to love it. And I have already applied this twice now, and I'm not sure how I feel, you guys. The first note in it is passion fruit, which does smell really good when you first initially spray it, but I think this is gonna be one that really depends on who it's on, if it smells good or not. For me, the passion fruit note picks up very tangy, almost like you've been sweating in the sun all day, which sounds really bad. And I don't think that it smells like sweat right away, but I can see a world in which you are wearing this on a really hot day on vacation and you are kind of sweating throughout the day. And I don't think this is a fragrance that is going to smell good at the end of the day. I am gonna wear this and be the guinea pig and see if that's the case, but I definitely worry about this one. Next up, we have another one that I'm not really sure about yet. Do you guys ever just like have a week where you feel like your sniffer is off? I can still smell all of these, but I was kind of like, am I crazy? Because I'm not loving any of these, which is very disappointing as a fragrance lover. But this one is Miu Miu Fleur de Late. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but this one is very beachy floral to me. I definitely get those sea salt notes, and then I also get like some sort of tropical flower. It's a lot more floral than I originally expected. I expected it to be a little bit more coconut, and it's not. So I don't know. This is another one. I'm gonna have to like kind of wear it throughout the day and see how I feel. Then we have YSL Libre Berry Crush. I really do love the entire YSL Libre collection. I actually don't own any of them in the full size or a miniature, but I've smelled them a lot in store. And I will say this is probably the one that I am most impressed with right off the bat. This smells so good. It's very sweet, so keep that in mind, but it is just such a stunning fragrance. And I sprayed this on myself last night and I could still smell it by the time I went to bed. Like, this was definitely the most long lasting. This one is very unique. It is from the 7 Virtues and it is their strawberry jam fragrance. I have heard so much about this. This is one that I wasn't gonna get, and then people kept talking about it and I was like, okay, fine. It's nothing that I would wear every single day, but it's one of those where if you're just like in the mood for something fun, this is what I would grab. To me, this smells exactly like going to a strawberry shortcake festival. Like, I definitely smell that like strawberry gel jam note, and then I also get notes of like a pound cake. It's gourmand, but it's also a little bit powdery at the same time. Like, I don't like overly gourmand, like syrupy fragrances, and that is not what you're getting with this. I was really nervous about that, but you don't get that at all. It's like a very light gourmand scent, which I appreciate. So this one I actually do like. And then this is the Ellis Brooklyn Isla Serena, which I love the color of this. It's like a really light green. And I heard a lot of people saying this one smelled like lime, which was kind of intriguing to me because I don't have any fragrances like that at all. And I do feel like that is pretty spot on. This smells like the most delicious salted margarita to me with a touch of sweetness. This is one of my favorites out of all of them I purchased, which I was not not expecting, but I cannot wait to wear this when I'm on vacation. It is light, it's fresh, it's unique. If you live near a Sephora, definitely go in and give this one a smell because I love it. And the only other like miniature perfumes that I got was this set from Kayla. This is the Eden Obsession set. And I honestly think this is one of the best value sets that you can get when it comes to fragrance at Sephora right now. I love that it comes with 4 of the miniatures, but they're all actual glass bottles. I feel like they're really decent sizes. I have some of her miniatures like this and I love them. I use them all the time. And by the way, these all are sprayers. They're not like the little droplet ones. So one of the new fragrances she launched is the Eden Sweet Peach. And this is another one of my favorites. This smells like a sparkling candied peach soda, almost like the peach Alani Nu. That is kind of what this reminds me of, and it is so good. And then the other new fragrance she launched is the Plush Pear. I just love her bottles. Everything about Kayla is like one of my favorite perfume brands ever. And the pear smells really good too. Pear is such a unique note, at least for my collection. I don't have anything really that's like directly pear. And then you also get Sparkling Lychee, which is one of my favorites. I actually own this one in the full size. And then the Juicy Apple. I did have to try the new Sol de Janeiro Jelly Perfume Balms. So I got 2 of these in the Cheirosa 40 and 62. 62 is like their classic Brazilian scent that they were so famous for. There is just nothing like this scent, and these actually work really well. You just like put them directly on your skin. They are so strong. Like, I'm just so excited about these, and I did not expect that at all. I thought this was going to be very gimmicky, but it is not. They last a really long time on your skin. This immediately makes me think of like beach vacations and a scent that you can wear to the beach that's actually going to stay on your skin. Of course, if you're like in and out of the water, probably not, but I feel like this is going to last a lot longer than a traditional perfume or body spray. And then of course, number 40 is just like a really nice summertime floral scent. Speaking of Sol de Janeiro, I also picked up a couple of their new body sprays. They come out with the summer collection body sprays every single year. I've heard amazing things specifically about this lemon one, and I love a lemon scent. I feel like once I smell perfumes, the body sprays smell like nothing, but I did smell this last night and I really liked it. It smells like a limoncello drink in my opinion. It's not overly sweet or like candied lemon, which I kind of appreciate, but it just smells like a freshly squeezed lemon at first, and then it has some warmer notes mixed in there with the coconut milk and brown sugar. I really love a brown sugar note, I'm finding. And then this one is the Refresco Periso. I have no idea. A lot of people have not really liked this one. It does have a cactus note in there, which I think is probably what people don't like about it. But it says that it has lush notes of rainforest orchid, sea breeze, and Brazilian blue cactus. And I surprisingly really love this one. I cannot wait to wear this to like a tropical resort. It is so refreshing. This just smells like you're at like a 5-star spa. I don't know, but I'm kind of into it. It's so unique. I will say I give Sol de Janeiro major props at like continuing to elevate. They could have been a brand that just stuck with the same exact scents over and over and over again, just like the same old tropical scent, but I really do feel like they make unique scents, and I appreciate that. And then the only other body spray that I got is by Ellis Brooklyn, and it is their banana milkshake. I freaking love a banana note, so I had to get this after I heard about it. And this is like the most perfect banana note ever. It's tropical, it's sweet, it's everything that you could want in a banana scent. The notes are banana milk, pine berry, and vanilla ice cream, and I feel like that's all you need to know. It really does smell like a banana milkshake. Okay, lastly, we're gonna talk about body care. This is the longest video ever, I know, but I did get a restock on my L'Occitane shower oil. This is just so good. You guys know how much I love it. It's like the almond scent is beautiful. I use it to shave my legs, makes your skin so soft. And I've been eyeing this for so long, but it is the L'Occitane shimmering oil. So it's basically the exact same oil formula, but this one just has such a beautiful glow. I mean, look at that. And I did apply this product today and I blended it all over my chest and I am obsessed. This was such a good purchase for me. It has like a little pump, so I just like pumped it directly onto my chest. I actually did some on my arm last night. Oh, it is gorgeous. It just looks so glowy. And this is definitely something I'm going to be wearing all summer long. And the only other body care we have is all from Cycler. So first we have a deodorant, which I actually did try today. This is the Vanilla Verve deodorant gel. I have tried a lot of high-end deodorants that are kind of more like perfumey deodorants, and every single one of them, if I even remotely sweat at all, it just does not smell good. They don't work or last fast or just something about it just ends up smelling kind of not good. Whereas my Dove deodorant, I never have that issue. I never smell bad. Doesn't matter how much I sweat in it. I'm always smelling good and fresh with my tried and true Dove. So I'm gonna put this one to the test. I will absolutely let you guys know if it's not worth it. I will say the only thing that I did immediately notice is that it's kind of sticky, which I don't think is gonna be the most comfortable if you do start sweating. I don't know. I'm not really doing anything today. Yeah, it still feels kind of sticky. So I don't know. I have a feeling I'm not really gonna like this, but I thought I would give it a try. Another thing that I got from them is their Ceramide Milky Essence. This kind of intrigued me because it seems like it's going to be very similar to the Rhode Glazing Milk or the Ilia Skin Milk, but for your body. And I feel like my body would just drink this up. Like when you have dry skin, something like this would be incredible. Yeah, it's that exact same texture. Ooh, okay. I think I'm really gonna like that. It doesn't really have much of a scent, but like right out of the shower, applying this and then going in with a thicker lotion, you are just going to have the softest skin ever. It says that it is going to intensely hydrate, soften, and help strengthen the skin barrier. Very unique. Love that. And then the last product from them is their Sacred Santal In Shower Body Oil Balm. I do love an in shower body oil, so I thought I would give this a go. It is in a Santal fragrance, which is not typically my favorite, but this is one of their most popular fragrances. I'm like trying to smell this, but I can't really smell anything. I'm not sure if it's because I've been smelling so many fragrances or if it is actually a bit more mild. But either way, I would kind of appreciate that because I think Santal can be very overpowering. So I don't know, but I'll keep you guys updated on this. Hopefully it is another one that just leaves me with the softest skin ever. But that is it, you guys. This was truly like the biggest Sephora haul ever. So if you stuck it out with me, leave me a little lip emoji in the comment section so I know. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you do stick around, I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.